The movie begins with Callie's return to her hometown Lockhart. Callie finished her military tour. After a long time away from her family, she finds that the place she used to call home is now different. Callie's family was not expecting her until a week later, but Callie wanted to surprise them. Callie's family members are all excited to have her back. Her late grandfather Tucker's BBQ restaurant is where they meet. Callie's aunt Willa and her mother, Eva, fill her up on everything that happened when she was working. Willa has been busy improving their Instagram page to attract the attention of more visitors. She has also created a new logo for the restaurant, but Callie still likes the original one. That is not the only thing that has changed. When Callie tries the food, she notices that the sauce of their famous burger tastes different. It turns out that her family ran out of her grandfather's original recipe 6 months before, which is why they have been using different products. In fact, Willa could not seem to find Tucker's recipe anywhere because Tucker never wrote it down. It also might be due to the fact that Willa's office is a mess, so if something gets lost there, it will never be found. Callie is disappointed that Tucker's sauce recipe is no longer the restaurant's signature sauce, especially since Tucker's Fall Music Festival is approaching and a lot of people will be tuning in. The sauce is like the festival, they are traditions that Tucker left behind and Callie wants to preserve them. Callie is determined to find the recipe. Although Willa strongly believes that no one has ever written the recipe down, Callie thinks that is ridiculous. It has to be somewhere and she is willing to discover it. Callie leaves her mother and Anne upon seeing a handsome man she recognizes. Although her mother wanted to warn Callie, Willa reminds her that they should mind their own business. Callie sneaks behind the man called Joe and puts her hands on his eyes with a big smile. She asks him to guess who she is. Callie seems more glad to see him, as the woman on the side looks at their interaction with a hurt look in her eyes. Joe is Callie's first love and he has a new girl called Lynn. Joe apologizes to Callie for not letting her know about his new love interest. Callie tells him that she did not expect him to wait 2 years for her. It was too much to ask of him. Joe wants to remain friends with Callie, and although she tries to hide her disappointment, she thinks it is not a bad idea after all. Callie cries alone in her car. It is only her first day in Lockhart, and things are not looking up. On the other hand, Luke is a successful award-winning director. As he enters Tucker's Roadhouse's parking lot, he and Callie get into a car accident. Luke makes sure that Callie is okay, but she complains about how he came in flying in his car. Luke's agent and friend Dan tries to keep the situation from escalating and gives Callie his card in case something is wrong with her car. Luke's car is not starting, and Willa could not be happier to hear that because now they get to stay in their restaurant for a while. She also thinks they should get to know the musicians who usually play there. She assumes their visit would be beneficial to their business. Luke tells the mechanic that he is desperate to fix the car because it is his girlfriend's birthday gift. Since it is a classic car, its parts are hard to find, and that is why Luke should be expected to wait for at least a few days. While Luke speaks to the mechanic, Dan can't get over the fact that the food in the restaurant is incredibly delicious. Willa takes the two men to their rooms. The restaurant lately opened its rooms for visitors to stay in, something that was never done before. Of all places to get stranded, Luke did not expect it would be Lockhart. Dan does not understand why Luke is tense all the time. He thinks he should relax. Callie speaks to her mother about the change that suddenly hit Tucker's Roadhouse. She thinks it is silly to think that things will always be the same. It was unrealistic of her to assume that the world she left behind would stay intact. Callie is trying to remember Tucker's recipe because she used to help him make it. She thinks that Tucker's Roadhouse's reputation is at stake if she does not remember what the sauce is made of. Callie learns that Tucker's Roadhouse is applying for a loan. Willa has been struggling to keep the place together. Callie finds her on the way out to the bank and wishes her good luck. Luke wakes up the next morning with a headache. Callie thinks that coffee is the best cure. Luke had a hard time in his room the night before and thinks it could use some soundproofing because he did not get a lot of sleep with all the country songs playing. Callie understands that Luke is not a big fan of the music genre. She urges him to give it a chance because it is special. It allows people to share their journeys. Luke is bothered by the recurring sadness in all country songs, but Callie thinks the reason behind that is because it was an open mic for beginners. They usually only play sad songs. After Luke apologizes again for hitting her car, Callie tells him that it was partly her fault. She was driving while being a crybaby. Luke asks what she means by that, and she jokes that he will be listening to another sad country song when he listens to her story. Joe and Callie did not make any promises and she should not have expected him to stick around. But Luke tells Callie that it depends on the man. Not everybody is like Joe. Callie gives Luke a ride downtown. She tells him she is a doctor of physical therapy and she will be starting a new job at the VA, where she will be in charge of a whole ward. Callie pulls up, so Luke can speak to his girlfriend Jillian. Their conversation does not seem genuine and they seem more interested in work than one another. Luke takes his time speaking on the phone and Callie keeps reminding him that she has other things to take care of. When he ignores her, she drives off and leaves him behind. She thinks that is what he gets for being arrogant. Luke finds his way to the mechanic thanks to Dan. The mechanic has not found the parts he needs. Dan thinks Luke should consider this time a vacation. Luke blames Dan for the delay because it was his idea to check out Tucker's Roadhouse. Luke goes for a walk to calm down since being around Dan is only going to enrage him more. Callie finds him. She thought he would be gone at this point. Luke apologizes for his rude attitude. He tells her that he has not been himself lately. Callie is preparing for the Tucker Fall Festival by raising money to organize it. Luke accompanies Callie around town as she runs her errands. They enter a toy shop, where Luke expresses his avid interest in anything science fiction. Callie says that she prefers science fact because she is a realist. Callie does not recognize any science fiction movie he cites, so he suggests that he makes a must-see movie list for her. Callie only accepts the idea after convincing him to make a must-hear country music playlist. Luke appreciates the cultural exchange and agrees to it. In order to understand country music, Luke needs to visit where the music starts. Callie wanted Luke to see the country for himself to know where the music comes from. Callie takes Luke to a special place where her grandfather Tucker used to take her when she was a kid. Luke understands that Tucker had a big impact on her and is sorry that the great man died when Callie was away. Callie is lucky she had someone like Tucker in her life. Those kinds of people are rare. He is the one who made her fall in love with country music because it is all about the truth of people. Luke is taking a deep breath for the first time in years. It is nice for him to take a moment to reflect on his life because he has been working nonstop. Luke is not used to taking time off. Although he is thankful for the success he receives as a director, it feels like he has lost who he is. Callie tells Luke that Tucker used to call success either a servant or a master. Luke smiles at the fact that Tucker was a well-spoken man. The man could have been a great writer. Luke takes out his notepad to keep track of Tucker's amazing quotes. He finds inspiration in the same man who turned Callie's life around. Luke makes a donation to the auction to help raise money for the festival. Callie is over the moon about that. Callie gives Luke a sample of Tucker's sauce because she has been trying to recreate it. Luke tells Callie that she does not have to stress herself out too much. Maybe Tucker would have wanted her to make her own. It is about time that Callie walks her own path. It turns out Luke is a lot more sensible than he looks. At Callie's homecoming party, her mother calls her up to the stage to perform a song. Luke is surprised to hear she can sing. Callie hesitates to take the stage, but after the crowd starts cheering for her, she performs a song entitled Run. Luke is shocked by Callie's incredible talent and he can't take his eyes off her. Outside the restaurant, Luke finds Callie sitting alone. She tells him that the song she sang always makes her sad because Tucker wrote it about his life in Lockhart. The song is about how life changes swiftly and it is exactly what Callie is going through. She is back home safely, but the most important person in her life went away. Luke thinks Callie should be signing professionally, but she thinks she already found her place because sometimes, what we love is not always what we do. Once again, Luke takes out his notepad to take down what Callie just said. Luke gives country music a chance. Before he goes to sleep, he smells something burning so he rushes downstairs. Luke finds Callie in the kitchen. She lost track of time and has been cooking for hours. She is still determined to make Tucker's sauce. Luke tastes it for her, but he can't lie to her. He does not think it is that great. Callie can't tell what is missing and she has to get it right before the fall festival. Luke admires the fact that Callie is so passionate about her hometown and family. Although a lot of things change, she remarks that her love for them never wavers. At that moment, a pan catches on fire. Callie hurts her hand, so Luke runs to get the first aid kit. It is but another reminder that things do not always go as planned. He puts ointment on her hand and assures her that she would be fine. Luke never thought he would be in the kitchen of a roadhouse diner at 2 in the morning wrapping someone's hand in gauze. Nonetheless, he finds it interesting. Callie feels warm inside upon knowing this. The touch of his hand makes her feel shy. Joe and Lynn take a break because things didn't go well between them. Joe is once again interested in Callie. Joe and Luke meet by accident in the mechanic's shop. Luke realizes that the man before him is Callie's Joe, the one who did not have the patience to wait for her. In a way, he is to blame for Luke's delay because Callie was crying that day because of him. If she was not so upset, she would have seen his car coming. Luke tells Joe that he has been hanging out with Callie a lot lately and they got to do so many things around town. The two men stare at Callie on the other side of the street, almost competitively. Joe thinks that Callie does not look like his type, and yet Luke finds her beautiful still. There is something about her that lights up every room she steps into. As Luke is bragging about the things he did with Callie, Joe leaves in a hurry. Joe tells Callie about his situation with Lynn. He asks Callie if she has been thinking about what they had because that is all he seems to think about. Callie is not really sure how she feels about him. Luke follows Callie once Joe walks away. He tells her that what they have is a classic Hollywood moment, that of high school sweethearts who break up and then find their way back to one another. Callie laughs at that, telling Luke that he could not have been farther from the truth. Luke thinks she should get back together with Joe because it would make sense for her to get a happy ending. Callie wants to have a say in her ending because her life is not some movie Luke is directing. Besides, romantic movies do not seem like his thing. In fact, Luke got a call from Jillian and she let him know about the offer he received. It is about a romantic movie. He thinks the opportunity is great, but he does not find the script appealing. Luke asks Callie to read the script and she agrees, although she does not know the first thing about the movie business. Luke wants Callie to be honest, and it seems he came to the right person for a critical talk. Callie's dog is a troublemaker. He stole her kitchen mittens and ran out of the diner. Callie goes after him and so does Luke. They both chase after him, but Luke ends up falling down. Luke asks Callie not to laugh, but she can't control herself. She finally gives him a hand and they both feel a type of way when their fingers touch. Callie tells Luke that she went through the script. She did not hate it, but she thinks Luke can make it better. She put some notes for him to consider some changes. Callie took Luke's advice and is giving Joe a second chance. Callie and Joe's conversation is not as it used to be. Although the spot they chose for their date is romantic, they end up arguing, mainly after Callie mentions Luke. Jill is surprised to hear that Luke is criticizing the new project, which could open new doors for them. Jill assumes that Luke must be sick if he does not share her enthusiasm, because the Luke she used to know would have sealed the deal without much thought. This would be the first feature film he would be involved in. But he does not wish to put his name on something that is not going to make him proud. Callie made him realize what he was already feeling about the script. He just did not have the courage to face the truth. Callie's notes shed light on the problems with the script. Dan thinks everything about Tucker Roadhouse is perfect. Luke is not the only one who has found interest in fresh, beautiful country eyes. Dan has also found a new interest in Willa, who agreed to show him some hiking trails. Luke likes this new version of Dan. Underneath Callie's bed, she finds a box in which she hid all her memories inside. Tucker left it there because he knew Callie would eventually find it. Eva and Willa are worried they might have to cancel the festival because they are not getting many customers, and they do not want to be indebted to the bank. People used to drive from different states to eat at Tucker Roadhouse, but now things are different. Eva refuses to panic, especially after seeing Callie's enthusiasm to make Tucker's special sauce. Luke finally gets to taste it. He tells Callie if the sauce was a movie, it would be The Godfather because it is the most amazing thing he has ever experienced. As Dan and Willa are out on a stroll around town, he notices a very familiar car driving by. Jillian shows up in the middle of Tucker Roadhouse to surprise Luke. He does not look very pleased to see her, and Callie is just as shocked to meet the excited woman. Jillian starts questioning Callie in secret, sensing that the blonde beauty is already smitten by Luke's flirtatious attitude. Jillian points out that she and Luke are basically engaged at this point, but Callie already knows of Luke and Jillian's relationship. Luke prepares Jillian's surprise birthday gift. Jillian asks Luke to record a video of her because she wants to post it on her social media accounts. Although he finds it annoying, he does it anyway. Jillian hugs Luke upon seeing the classic car and excitedly takes it on a little spin. Luke was hoping they would use it to go on a road trip, but Jillian thinks of the car as a toy to drive around Malibu. Jillian thinks they should hurry and accept the script they received so they could fly to Hawaii and shoot the movie there, which is supposed to be a big hit. Jillian has an important meeting in Nashville, but Luke does not accompany her there. He still has other things to take care of in Lockhart, and will be leaving the next morning. Luke thanks Callie for everything she has done for him. It may not be much, but Luke valued it. He is not the only one who is grateful. Callie has learned so much from Luke as well. Callie is now focusing on the future and not the past. She emptied her shoebox, which held all memories that used to hold her back, and is now ready to create new and lasting memories. In his room, Luke focuses on Callie instead of looking at his surprised girlfriend. Callie feels much more real as a person, while Jillian is fake. Eva asks Callie about her date with Joe. Callie thinks that she and Joe are in different places. They have both changed. They used to be right for each other, but it is not the case anymore. Eva wants to know about Callie's involvement with the handsome director. Callie thinks that Luke is back to his old life. She probably won't see him ever again. Callie will be busy as well, so she won't have time for any romantic relationship. Dan tells Luke that he will be back for Willa very soon. Willa told him that they have not been able to sell tickets for the fall festival because not many people are interested in the event. Luke finds that strange because he has not heard this from Callie. Dan tells him that she is in the dark. Eva and Willa did not wish to worry her more, so they have been keeping this a secret. Luke suggests that Dan buy 100 tickets and charge it to his credit card. But Dan already proposed this. Willa told him they do not want charity, they want people to want to come to the festival, not profit. Willa finally reveals the secret to Callie. They have been losing money ever since she left and have been struggling to keep the place running. Willa thinks they need to cancel the festival because they can't afford it. Callie does not let that crush her spirits and is positive that things will work themselves out eventually. Luke tells Jillian that he will not be working on the script unless he gets to rewrite it. Jillian thinks his proposition might cost them a chance of a lifetime. She begs him to consider this project a 3-month vacation. Jillian tells him she'll owe him a favor if he signs the deal because she is worried about her career. Luke hears this and thinks of one thing that he wants. Eva and Willa told the people in their town that they will be postponing the event, although they are planning to cancel it in case there is no increase in ticket sales. It was Dan's idea. He thought the word postpone is better than cancel. Willa logs into their website and is surprised to learn that every ticket has been sold in the last hour. Callie does not believe it at first, but it is indeed a miracle. Luke calls Callie and refers to himself as her cultural exchange student. Callie smiles, happy to hear his voice. Callie tells Luke that they are sold out and Luke is proud to hear that. Callie learns that Luke has not gone to Hawaii yet and she wants to reserve a seat for him at the fall festival. Luke does not know if he will make it. Callie thinks that Luke is the reason she discovered Tucker's recipe. She could never forget him and Luke feels the same way. Someone like Callie is not easily forgotten. Callie is a special girl with a unique talent. Callie learns that they sold out because Jillian posted about their restaurant. Callie knows that Jillian is a celebrity who expects to be paid for anything she promotes, so she is worried the actress might ask for payment. Callie asks Dan why she did it, and he tells her that it may be due to the fact that she is crazy about their food. Callie does not buy his lie. She thinks Dan made her do it. Dan tells her the truth. It was actually Luke. Callie can't believe that Luke would choose to put up with a script he hates for her. Dan tells Callie that although they are strangers to Luke, they have strangely become his family. Luke wanted to preserve the beauty of the festival because he felt at home in Lockhart, and most importantly with Callie. Callie wears her mother's special dress, wanting to look beautiful in case Luke comes by. Callie takes the stage and decides to sing a song her grandfather wrote for her grandmother. He used to perform it every year at the festival. At that moment, Luke comes inside the restaurant and watches her incredible singing. Everyone cheers for Callie, and Luke walks outside to take a call. Eva thinks Tucker would have been so happy seeing Callie sing the song. Willa tells Callie that the auction was a hit and that everything has been sold. Callie walks out of the restaurant and finds Luke outside. He hangs up on Jillian when he sees Callie. Luke came alone without Jillian. They decided to end their relationship both personally and professionally because they are drastically different. Luke is not sorry about that. He is actually relieved. Luke is not worried about the script anymore and he does not care if his decision will ruin his career because he has more important things in mind. Callie tells Luke that this is the part where the boy kisses the girl. Callie and Luke finally kiss. They have both learned important lessons from one another. Luke taught Callie to move forward instead of being stuck in the past, while she made him take a step back from the stressful things in life because Luke can finally enjoy living without pressure. Callie and Luke are clearly right for each other.